What is up, you guys? Here to talk about some Lions news. So, from Ian Rappaport, it looks like the Lions have found Dan Campbell to be their favorite candidate, and it looks like he's probably gonna get the job. The same thing kind of happened with Brad Holmes, in that Holmes was the favorite candidate, and they had other ones. You know, they had Ed Dodds, they had Fontenot and Jeff Ireland, but they decided to just go with Holmes. I think it's a similar thing's gonna happen here. It looks like the Lions will go with Dan Campbell. What I know right now, from what I've read, they're waiting for the Saints to lose their game. They're waiting for the Saints to lose their game so they can have one more in-person interview and talk about their vision and all. But it looks like Campbell will be the guy for Detroit. So my thoughts on this was, first, what a risk. It's like I'm like kind of 50-50 on it. First, it's just the risk they're taking by hiring a new GM and a completely new head coach. Although Dan Campbell does have a little bit of experience, it's still not that much. So you're putting a pretty big risk on both your GM and your coach, because if Dan Campbell doesn't pan out, then the pressure is on Brad Holmes. I would have thought that with the new GM, with Brad Holmes coming in, they would want to go more experience at their coach. They want to maybe go for a Marvin Lewis. And once Saleh went to the Jets and Arthur Smith went to the Falcons, it really looked like Marvin Lewis was going to be coming to Detroit. Now, Marvin Lewis is a whole nother story. Some people love him, some people hate him, but regardless, we can all agree that he brings he brings a veteran leadership. He's a veteran coach. You know what you're going to get. And Lions will be a playoff contender. Nevertheless, they will at least make the playoffs. He's kind of like a Jim Caldwell. With Campbell, you're going for pure energy. He's a big energy guy, not a big X's and O's guy, but he is definitely someone who you bring in. And he is a leader of men. He's a big man himself. Same with Chris Spielman. I bet they're going to do like an arm wrestling match when they get in the interview room, but he's a huge energetic guy. If you hear about the stuff he did in Miami as interim head coach, he had him run the Oklahoma drill. He had his players go at each other in practice. So the Oklahoma drill is actually banned in the NFL because of probably injury concerns, but he really had his players on his team just eat each other in practice, just going at it. So that's the type of energy that he's going to try to bring to this Lions organization. We kind of saw it with Matt Patricia in a way. Matt Patricia also kind of wanted them to play with that high energy in practice, but his thing was, we're gonna do it my way. So his thing was just defense, and run the ball, control the game by running the ball, and it just felt constrained. And he was kind of also a douche at the same time. So my thing with the difference between Patricia and Campbell is that Patricia is really not like vice players, but Dan Campbell was loved by his players. So some stories I read about, one player from the Dolphins said, "I would run through a wall for Dan Campbell." Like, you don't hear that pretty often. And then another story I've read, players were cheering Dan, or during the game or after their game, after a win. So it feels like he is a player's coach, similar to Robert Saleh in that regards. He just doesn't have as much experience as like Robert Saleh, and we don't really know much about his connections, but he has been around the league, so it'd be interesting to see who he brings in as the offensive and defensive coordinator. So with other candidates, you kind of know what type of team you're gonna get, but with Dan Campbell, it's kind of a wild card. It's really dependent on who he hires as his OC and DC, because a Dan Campbell team has energy, but what else? So what's the substance? What are you gonna run? Are we gonna be just a defensive team that just runs the ball, which is something that the Lions obviously cannot do? Or are we gonna be a spread offense, throw it deep? It'll be interesting to see who he brings as his offensive coordinator and his defensive coordinator. One more thing that I think comes out of this, from what I can tell, I think Dan Campbell coming here pretty much signals what a lot of people have been signaling, that's that Matthew Stafford will likely be staying in Detroit. I just don't think it'd be fair to a rookie head coach who's an assistant head, who's been an assistant. He's had very minimal experience. I don't think it'd be fair to him to bring in a rookie quarterback in the system, trade away Stafford like some fans want to do. I don't think a Trey Lance or Zach Wilson, whoever they get in the draft, I don't think it would be fair to them to just, or fair to Campbell to just work with the rookie quarterback. I think he wants to work with Stafford. He wants to make it work. And I think that's what he'll eventually do. The Lions will probably, instead of doing a full rebuild, they'll likely retool. However, I do want to note, look out for the Lions to maybe draft a QB. Maybe they will draft a QB, but with the intention of grooming them under Stafford. I don't think Stafford gets traded. I think he stays past this season, but they may get a QB just to groom under Stafford. But we'll see how that goes. That's it for the Lions on the Lions part. I'll let you guys know with any other news concerning the Lions. And this is mainly a Pistons channel, but occasionally I'll come on here and talk about Detroit Lions, maybe some Michigan football or basketball. But other than that, yeah, take care, guys, and I'll see you on the next time when the Pistons take on the Miami Heat. Bye.